Hi, my name is Pamela Sherrod, and I'll be doing my informative speech on steps how to deal with a difficult person. At some point in your week, you're going to run into one of them. You know, that person that just makes your whole wonderful day into a dark one. Like your boss, or a friend, or just a negative person you might pass on the streets. But today, I will give you some steps on how to deal with them. There are studies that demonstrate that a person's negative energy can be contagious. If you're happy and a negative person walks into the room, you can feel that energy. Your happiness is suddenly swept away by all that negative energy the person has brought in. But today, I will give you some steps. The steps I will give you will help you deal with the difficult person in the most difficult times. Step 1. Just stop and take a breath. You know, sometimes that person can really get to you. But before you lash out on them, just stop, take a deep breath. Then always take a moment to think about how you'll respond to the other person. It makes a difference in those extra few moments that you take. Without taking that breath, you might just lash out and get defensive. Step 2. Don't take anything personal. No, it's not about you. Know that the other person and their own issues, that they have nothing to do with you. It can be from either a bad day to even a bad childhood of bullying where they haven't done anything about it to change it. Looking back on some of my family members' yearbooks, in this one particular family member, they had quotes in their yearbook like, "You would be a great person if you weren't so mean," or "if you weren't a bully." It has continued to be a bully, and they have continued to be a bully throughout their whole life. Being critical, judging others, and being a bully all come from fear. Fear of not living up to some standards. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of not being loved. Bullies attempt to tear down others so they can feel better about themselves. They do it almost everyone around them, not just you. It's a difficult person always focuses on a certain area, like criticizing others, looking on their looks or on judging the work of others. Know that this person has issues on how they see themselves. Step 3. Put yourself in their shoes. Without a good understanding of where the other person is coming from, we can make snap judgments that only maintain the negative situations. Sometimes I can imagine the tough childhood of a bully, not getting the love that they need from their parents, and they may have some insecurities that lead them to lash out on others and attempt to feel better about themselves. When I see an adult bully, I imagine that poor little 12-year-old that can't get any love that he or she needs. I then feel compassion for them, which causes me to respond to them much differently than if I had felt that way if they were picking on me in the particular situation. Step 4. Get on their side. Don't get defensive. If the difficult person thinks that you're working with them, it's hard for them to fight you. Instead of getting defensive, ask what you could do to help them. They can't get mad at you if you're trying to help at this time. And step 5. Create as much distance as you can between the two of you. Find reasons not to get together. Be busy when the person asks for your time. Difficult people feed off into the people who feed into their drama. When you avoid the person and diffuse the drama, then you can't maintain their nasty personnel with you, and they won't seek you out. You can keep difficult people from ruining your day if you remember these points. Ultimately, we can't control other people. We can only control how we respond to them. Theodore Roosevelt said it best. The single most important ingredient of success is knowing how to get along with people. If you take those 5 steps that I just gave you in my speech and turn them around to deal with those difficult people, they can help. Remember that sometimes it is hard to deal with difficult people. But if you use those 5 steps, they will help you every time. I hope you enjoy my speech.